Ah boy. Yo, me see farmer them over there a ball. I tell people say if you come save them and save him farm and more people farm. But me have one bumbuckler thing to tell you. You have to suffer. You have to bumbuckler suffer. Me nah, yo, this is not a joke thing. Maybe take it for joke, but a serious thing. You have to blood clot suffer. You know why if you suffer? You need blood clot. No. What you sign up for? You put in arrangement. But here we go on way though. When you put in arrangement and feel say arrangement I got blood clot make it richer. And then when the little blood clot poor man have shall take it away. And that's what they plan to do, you know. But now the fucking table turn. So the table turn, you will get fucked. So you will go on and fuck around and then you will find out. When I cry at about say about the farmer this $1 million, $500,000, but you will get fucked, brother. Tell this straight. Because you see, we didn't know when the Buckler 2025 project. We didn't know when I know man, but you will go on. When I go on like say, you don't know. Because you will go on. You don't want blood clot, walk the Buckler slave, and only forget rich. But what? Sorry for blood clot, you know. You know have a Buckler, yo. The table turn. You don't get a rad, I mean, on the Buckler, you never know. Eh? Yeah, man. Because yo, the lady tell you, Kamala, they tell you. Yeah, man, Kamala, they tell you about Buckler to unite, you know. But you never had to listen. Because you know, I say, alright, we're going to put in this man have Buckler, this man have felony, fuck, and this man him do every fucking thing that's bad in the Buckler book. And me I wonder how the fuck him become that. How the fuck them put him in a White House, G? But I guess you see, money talk and bullshit walk. You get where me I come from. But here we go on now. You know, sorry. I tell you, if you Buckler go to him, go call him and ask him for pardon, you know, and definitely can Buckler go to back some money. Because see that, you never think, you never know that come. But they see it, man. And in the done period, we just reach, you know, the second month of the year. And so much Buckler chaos. You never know someone that Buckler cry, you just feel like a one person, one set of people that got blood clot cry down. Every fucking body a cry, everybody a feel it, isn't it? Yeah, man. But just like that blood clot, cause yo, you see that? That for sure, say. That for sure, say. Him not care about no fucking body. If you're not rich and can't stand up side of them money don't want to know Buckler around them. You see me? That is the fucking thing. But you never had a blood clot in the camera. Now you don't get fucked. You don't feel like say by dipping the blood clot in migrant man do something. See the fuck I don't feel it. We don't start feeling it, man. We're there. We are watching it our blood clot.
Good morning, TikTok. I want to give you an update from down here in Florida and how these tariffs are supposedly affecting farmers in a negative way. On this app, I've seen some content creators just come out and say that Trump stabbed the farmers in the back. And I'm not going to get too much into what's going on in the Midwest, but I do want to talk about what's going on down here in Florida in the southeast part of the country, where a lot of our farming industry is vegetables and fruits, and they're harvested by hand and not harvested by a big machine. And it's a completely different type of farming than these ranchers in the Midwest and these row crop farmers with their huge machines that harvest everything overnight, or with 4 or 5 tractors, 4 or 5 workers. So Florida, because we are fruits and vegetables mostly, we do have some peanuts and corn, but much of the farming industry down here is fruits and vegetables, tomatoes, oranges, bell pepper, squash, because we can farm year round down here. It's just more conducive, to us, growing these type of crops, especially in the winter. With that, we use a lot of hand labor, and with the wages constantly going up, materials getting more expensive, it's really hard to compete with Mexico and their cheap product that they bring over the border into the United States. And what they have been doing over the past 15, 20, 30 years is they've been able to produce their product for a lot cheaper than the American farmer because their labor is a lot cheaper. Keep in mind what one worker might make here in a day here in America, the same exact worker who might have just came over from Mexico a few weeks before, or Guatemala, it would take them a week to earn that wage. And they've been able to take advantage of this, bringing in their products for very, very cheap, and just really pushing out, the American farmer out of business. I don't know the data or the statistics off the top of my head, but I think it's somewhere that 80-90% of the farmers here in Florida have just packed up and stop doing business here because they just can't make a living. Whenever this happens, the market drastically shifts. As soon as Mexico begins to harvest tomato, basically overnight, within a week, the market drastically shifts, and people aren't able to work here anymore because of that. And so these tariffs, these 25% tariffs, from what I know off the top of my head, I'm not a great economist and I'm not looking at the market here today, but they are good for the American farmer when we're speaking about the farmers down here in the southeastern part of the country, which do produce food for much of the winter for the eastern seaboard in America. We are one of the major producers of food down here, fruits and vegetables, because of that. And it's not affecting us as negatively as some people would like to make it seem. And I think unless the information changes, from here to the next few months, I think that we're pretty much going to stand in agreement with these tariffs that Donald Trump is putting on Mexico, because it's not fair what they've done. They've messed up the market here, and driven a lot of farmers out of business. So it's just my 2 cents of the day as a farmer here. And if you don't believe me, I'm actually in my tractor here working. So, peace out.
Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm a regenerative farmer in southeastern Ohio, and I don't think that agriculture should be a mystery, so come along with me to harvest some wheat. This is our combine with our grain header attached. It is a John Deere 3300 from the 1970s. She has seen better days, but she's still kicking. Before we get going, we just gotta get her started, make sure she's running okay, make sure all the belts are tight, and clear out all the junk that's been sitting in there over winter from the corn harvest in the fall. Here's a look at the cab where I'll be sitting when I operate the combine. She has seen better days. Again, the mice like to live in here in the winter, but it is what it is. Once she's good to go, we head out to the field and we start combining. So here is a very simple explanation of what's going on here. That spinning reel is feeding the wheat into the header. There's a cutter bar on the bottom of the header that is cutting the wheat off at the base. It's being fed into the feeder house where it goes through the threshing concave. The wheat kernels are separated from the rest of the wheat plant, which would be the chaff and the straw. And then it's basically fed through a series of fans and conveyors where the wheat kernels are fed up into the grain tank, and then the rest of the plant is expelled out the back of the combine. So once that grain tank gets full, as you can see here, we have to unload it. So that's the unloading auger. We turn it on and it unloads into this dump trailer here. Now, most farms have very big semi trailers to unload their grain in, but we are a very small farm, so we just use this little dump trailer to transport the wheat kernels to the grain elevator. Once the tank is unloaded, we get back out there and we keep going. We probably have to unload it 6 times during the whole harvest with about 3 dumps. fitting in the dump trailer. So we do have to make 2 trips to the grain elevator just to get it all there. So once all the wheat is harvested, this is what the field looks like. Those are the rows of straw that came out the back of the combine while we were harvesting, and we are going to hook up the baler and bale up some square bales of straw. Now you can't see him in this next clip, but there is someone standing on that wagon catching the bales coming out of the back of the baler and stacking them up on that wagon. After the straw is up, I'm coming in with this manure spreader to spread composted leaves on the field for some extra fertilization before it gets planted in a diverse cover crop mixture. And that's the wheat harvest. Thanks for following along.
Just a friendly reminder from your local farmer, we don't do this so you can put ketchup on your steak. Stop it. Don't even use steak sauce. Learn how to grill like a man.
No pasa nada, linda. No pasa nada.
So it is a cool, wet day in Wisconsin here, and as you can see, all the cows are out on pasture because this is perfect weather for pasturing cows. They love how cool it is right now. They love the rain. It's so fun for them. Right now it's time to bring them home. You can see them starting to crowd by the gate, but they were out here for a few hours and they really enjoyed it. So let's flip around real quick. Look at them. You can see they're all the way out there. But it's time to go home now, so I'm going to open the gate and let them come out. Come on, babies. Time to go home. Come on, babies. And off they go. Ready to go home where it's nice and dry and take a nap.
All right, guys, typical front yard in a non-HOA neighborhood. Jim's front yard where he makes about $7,500 a month. All right, so Jim is a market farmer growing about 50 different varieties of lettuce alone and 50 different other annual vegetables. He feeds about 80 families a week out of his half-an-acre front yard. That includes this front yard and the house to the right. Jim is basically running an 80-person CSA with his buyers club and also goes to a market in downtown Newport Richey every Tuesday for any other excess produce that's coming out of this garden. Jim spends about 50 to 60 hours a week working in the garden, but walks out his front door and he's at work doing what he loves, making a living. I should also mention that Jim is 60 years old and does this 100% by himself. All right, grow food, not grass. Let's bring back the victory garden.
I was going to support Biden. I wasn't as excited about it. There's just something about her energy, and that energy is flowing through the party and across America and igniting hope again. I love it. We need to get past all this angst and division and get onto the business of celebrating America and each other again. That's what I see in Kamala. I've lived in the Villages area for a number of years. The last time there was an election, and you know who was on the ballot, there were MAGA people all over the street corners screaming and yelling and doing their golf carts. This year, there's not nearly that participation from the other side. And honey, we had an enormous golf cart parade. Vote, 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 vote. It matters. Your vote matters. You can change America. One vote at a time, honey. Get out there and do it.
I knew it was only a matter of time before Ron DeSantis and his cronies came after our Orange County mayor, Mayor Demings, and the commissioners. Now, about 2 weeks ago, I made a video talking about how the immigration advocates showed up to that meeting and spoke to the Board of Commissioners, right? And in that meeting, it was agreed that the correctional officers will not be transporting detainees to Alligator Alcatraz concentration camp. It was also agreed that if the detainees did not have any criminal charges, they were going to release them. Now, this is also on top that the week previously, they decided to put detainees' pictures so people can find them on their mugshot site, I believe. Well, our Florida AG, James Upmeyer, is really upset about this, and he is threatening to remove our mayor and our commissioners out of their seats. And this is if they continue to refuse to let the correctional officers transport these detainees to that facility. He is accusing the Orange County leaders of enacting sanctuary policies. Now, mind you, just a couple of days ago, Ron DeSantis wanted to audit Orange County. He was very specific. We are auditing Orange County. Anyway, Upmeyer wrote a letter on Tuesday saying that they must immediately adopt the June addendum and allowed Orange County correction officers to transport illegal aliens to ICE-approved detention facilities. Failure to take corrective action will result in the enforcement of all applicable civil and criminal penalties, including removal from office by the governor. Orange County is not commenting at this time, but I am looking forward to this actually being taken to court. I am so tired of DeSantis and his damn administration. Thoughts?
Miren mi gente, esto está pasando aquí en Florida. Son cientos de acres de cultivo que se echaron a perder. Son demasiados que realmente no puedo caminar todo eso porque es mucho. Y
miles y miles y miles de toneladas. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Porque este cabrón acaba de firmar la pinche ley esa de Florida. Aquí en Florida ya nadie quiere trabajar. Toda la uva ya echada a perder. Ya no hay inmigrantes aquí. Ahora no sé qué vamos a hacer. Miren. Miren nada más. Toda la uva se está pudriendo. Prefieren que pase todo esto a que pase una ley migratoria. Que todos estemos felices y